Hello, friends on Facebook. Last weekend, I was co hosting the first ever Mindful Vegan Virtual Festival. And I'm here today to share with you how that experience was, what we have done together, and just take a look back on that amazing time that we were celebrating together. So, as you may know, the idea of setting up a virtual vegan festival was born around 2 months ago when I was out in the ocean surfing. I was out in the ocean surfing and I was just waiting for the next set of waves to come in, and all of a sudden I had this idea. I had this idea of bringing together our global vegan community in a celebration space where we would look at all the massive wins our vegan community on a global scale and also on a local scale have experienced and created. All of us vegans in our individual ways, we create changes into the world. So I was thinking about these changes as I was out there surfing, and all of a sudden I realized we gotta celebrate that more. We gotta put some more focus and attention on celebrating our wins. And we gotta celebrate them, especially because it can become a motivating force for us to stay active for the bigger cause of complete animal liberation, healing the planet, and healing ourselves as humans. So let me take a look with you back at all the things that have happened in the virtual festival, what we've experienced, and if at some point you feel like, oh my God, I missed out on it, I really wanted to enjoy it and join this as well, two things for you. First of all the recordings are online and available. I've recorded the whole festival experience, which includes 6 separate masterclasses or 6 separate segments that you can just access again. Now, since everybody who joined the festival had to get a ticket, I also will charge the same price for those tickets for accessing the recordings. So if you want to enjoy these recordings, it's 26 US dollars, and then you get access to them for a lifetime. The masterclasses that we've had were an opening masterclass with me where we looked at the greatest wins in our global vegan community, and also we got to know each other. Everybody who was participating live got to introduce themselves, how long they've been vegan, and why they joined this festival experience. So you're going to connect with some amazing people through simply receiving the recordings already, right? And then the second masterclass was hosted by my dear friend Ray Sikora. Ray is an expert when it comes to communication, and she has also successfully built multiple NGOs, vegan NGOs, over the past decades of her life. She's been vegan for over 45 years, so she's a long story, and she told us some really amazing tools and skills on how we can improve our impact in communications as activists, advocates, and vegans. The third masterclass that we had was hosted by me again, and it was a breathwork and meditation masterclass in which I talked a little bit about the connection between those and veganism. For me, those are two of the core mindfulness practices that I think every vegan should have integrated into their daily routines. Why is that so? We talked about it in the festival. Let me just reiterate it for you. When you are an activist, and when you are a vegan, regardless if you're active every day, once a week, or how often, maybe once a month, it doesn't matter. When you're an activist, you put yourself out there for a bigger cause. You become a vehicle or a channel for the cause of creating animal liberation in the world. That means that you're one of less than 3% of the human population, because currently we're around 3% of humans on the planet that are officially vegan. And that's not too much. So there's a lot of resistance. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of judgment, there is a lot of situations that are extremely challenging for our mind, for our heart, and our mental health. And breathwork and meditation are two of those foundational tools that can set you up with the energy to stay positive and stay okay and sane during all these things that are happening, right? So they are helping you to regulate your nervous system, to rewire your mind, to reconstruct the beliefs and thoughts that are floating through your brain all the time, 24/7. And that's why I've hosted a meditation and breathwork masterclass. And there was one participant who has been meditating for 20 years, as I remember. And after we came out of the meditation, she looked at me and she said, "June, I've been meditating for many decades, for over 2 decades. What you've done with us in this meditation, I've never experienced before. And I go like, heart is melting. I go like, oh. Yeah, so was the third masterclass that we had. The fourth masterclass was a mindful movement practice by Chris Jolliffe, who is a doctor in chiropractic and a doctor in Pilates. So he got us into our body. He helped us move a bit. And then after that, we had another class on effective communication, which was called Warmth, Confidence, and Unflappability. And that was hosted by my dear friend Marikita Solis. And then after that masterclass, I had the sixth and the closing masterclass, which was an ecstatic dance practice, which is an explosion of joy and emotional freedom where you allow yourself to be more of who you truly are on the inside. So these are all the things, all the 6 masterclasses that are now recorded in segments and available to you. If you want them, comment on this video or send me a DM. I'll set you up with them and I'll help you do the payment and all of that. Yeah, this was such a unique experience. And after we ended the last masterclass, I asked all the participants, do you want more of that? Shall I create another one? And everybody was like, yes, 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 we want another one, right? And I was like, oh my God, I got to do another one of these virtual festivals. And intentionally, I had it in mind kind of like to do another one of these virtual festivals in maybe January, when we're having the Veganuary challenge and we're coming together to celebrate that. So I was thinking, okay, maybe in January I do the next one. But then at the end, I asked everybody and they're like, no, that's too late. We need it sooner. We need it earlier. And I was like, oh my God, okay. I feel like I want that too, right? So I've asked everybody, what do you think? When would be a great time? And they said around, holidays, around December, beginning of December, when everybody is in stress, everybody is, like managing all of these dinners together and you're getting presents and It's a lot of stress. So I thought, why not place a virtual festival there? And I haven't announced the official date yet, and I will not do that right now. I still need to figure out that I'm still in post-bliss mode from the past weekend, as you can see. So I'll inform you when I open the doors to the next vegan virtual festival experience. And that will be with some maybe the same co-hosts, some new ones, some new topics, and I'm very excited for that. One thing that I, although can announce officially already, and I'll leave you with the links to that in the comments actually, I've announced that at the end of the virtual festival to all the participants as well, and you might have seen it if you've read my free ebook. I have a free mini ebook called Elevated Vegan Activism, in which I give you 7 ways to improve your impact. If you haven't gotten a copy of that ebook yet, then oh my gosh, let me get you one. Let me just share the link to that in the comments so you can get a free copy of the ebook. There you go. That's the link. It's a 40-minute read, and if you don't like reading or if you cannot really read at the moment for whatever reasons, there's also an audiobook version that you get. And now towards the end of this audiobook or ebook or at the end of the virtual festival, I announced that beginning November, I am opening the doors for 12 vegans to join a brand new mastermind that I'm hosting. The mastermind is called Elevated Vegan Activism. No, actually that's the that's the name of my ebook. The mastermind is called 360-degree Elevated Veganism. And it's all about integrating mindfulness into your daily life and have that become a root pillar to elevate your impact in the world. And not only that, because mindfulness does so many more things. If you can invite a routine into your daily life, which is the main thing that I'll do with you in this mastermind, I'll get you to integrate a mindfulness routine, which basically means you will have a firm set of practices that you are getting used to over the time frame of 3 months that become a firm part of your day. Now that can be meditation. There's a meditation module. It can be breathwork. It can be journaling. It can be movement practices. It can be minimalism practices. You'll get introduced to a lot of different different types of mindfulness, and then you get to choose which ones shall become your routine. And what they do, as we also talked about in the virtual festival, what these mindfulness practices do for you is they set you up to stay in the game as a vegan activist for the long run. Because Ray Sikora, I myself, and everybody that I know who has been a vegan activist for some years or even decades have observed how people burn out, drop their power, and stop lighting the torch of change into the world, simply because they can't cope with what's happening in the world anymore. And I know how challenging it is. I myself burned out as well at some point. Yet I figured that mindfulness and self-care are the two keys which we as activists, as vegans, and essentially as humans, we need to get those into our life. If we don't, we are not elevating the quality of life we live. We are not living the life to the fullest as we could. Plus, we are not generating the impact and the change we need in order to save the world, the animals, and the planet. Because they are going to shit, and we are needed to make that change. So we, as the ambassadors for that change, gotta set ourselves up with the tools, skills, and practices to generate energy, generate inner balance, mental health, and tranquility on the inside. And that's what this new mastermind is all about. So I'm starting it beginning of November, and for the next 7 days, there is still an early bird discount. So if you're watching this live, hey, and if you're watching the recording of this little live stream I'm doing right now, in the next days, you still have the possibility to enroll in this new mastermind with a $500 discount. That's right. That's the way I reward people that make quick choices. If they know what's good for them and if they go for it, that's the way I love to reward, empowered choices. Fast, empowered choices. Anyway, I've just left you the link to this mastermind. Go ahead and take a look at it if it sounds interesting. On the website of the mastermind, I have a short video, a 5-minute video that introduces you to the idea of the mastermind, to who I am, and to what you are going to get out of the mastermind. And if you scroll further on that website, you will see all the benefits listed in reasons. So I've listed 9 reasons for you to join the mastermind. Let me just tell you some of these as example. One reason is inspire veganism faster by mastering the art of mindfulness, and through that discover your individual vegan field of brilliance. Let me explain. Not everybody is working as an activist or creating impact as an activist in their unique fields of brilliance. Your field of brilliance is where you are sustainably creating impact and change into the world without being drained, frustrated, and burned out. So if you think, oh my God, activism means I need to go on the streets and do street outreach, but every time you do that, you feel drained, you feel completely out of yourself, then that is not your zone of brilliance. So in this mastermind, we're going to use mindfulness to also clarify where is your zone of brilliance, where can you function best. Maybe you need to grow a vegan business. Maybe you need to start working more online. Maybe your way of advocating is through creating food, or through creating blog posts, through creating potlucks and gatherings. Maybe you're a public speaker and we can refine your speaking skills in that mastermind as well. So whatever kind of shape or form your vegan zone of brilliance has, we will discover and refine that together. I will assist you in the process as your mentor and as your life coach through helping you integrate that, helping you practice that, and helping you elevate yourself into the most impactful version you could ever be. That's what this mastermind is all about, and I'm only taking a limited amount of vegans into that to ensure that we have a intimate container where we can work together and I can really look at each and every one of you individually. Although we're in a small group, but we're gonna generate a very nice family feeling. Also, another benefit of this mastermind is you're gonna get to connect with fellow like-minded vegans that are on the path of veganizing the world and are interested in mindfulness and personal development. So the connections that you're going to have in this mastermind are probably unique and of very high quality. Including me and you, we're going to get to connect over 3 months very deeply. All right. So that's everything I wanted to share with you, my love. I've shared the links in the comments. Feel free to share this video with anybody that you think should watch this. And if you want to see the recordings of the virtual vegan festival, comment, I want to have the recordings, and I'll set you up. If you want to join the 360-degree Elevated Veganism Mastermind, we're going to hop on a free discovery call together because I want to get to know you first, and I want to get to talk to you about your reasons why you want to join the mastermind and see if it really is a match for you. Because before I ask you for money and financial investment and time investment, I want to make sure that we both know the value of this mastermind and that you fully understand what this is all about, right? I'm not here to suck money out of your pocket. I'm here to help you become a greater version of yourself. That's my purpose and mission as a life coach, and that's why I work with my vegan family, because I know that the more vegans I get to work with, the more vegans I get to empower, elevate, inspire to find their zone of brilliance, the more animals are going to be saved in the end. That's the direct math. That's the direct math. That's what why I'm doing this. So thank you for watching, sending you much love, and have a beautiful day.